Hey friends, what's up? Ash here. Welcome back to Gents. Hope that you're doing well. So I asked you guys just a little bit ago, actually, what, in your opinion, is the greatest designer fragrance of all time for winter? Because obviously where I live, it's heading into winter, it's getting cold. So yeah, I wanted to see what you guys thought were the greatest, the GOATs. And there were a ton of comments very quickly and a bunch of votes. So what I've done is I've gathered the top 10 vote getters here according to thumbs up and comments on that post. And today I'm sharing those with you. So here we go. Let's jump into it. In your opinion, these are the top 10 greatest winter designers ever. Before we jump into it, I need to let you know LuckyScent.com has changed the coupon code. It is no longer 10 Gents. It is now Gents 2022. Yeah, Gents 2022. It's still 10% off. It's not 20% off. That would be a lot better. But they have changed that code, so keep that in mind. It is now Gents 2022. LuckyScent.com, of course, a big niche retailer. And then there's also TwistedLily.com and MaxRoma.com. The code for those is still Gents 10. Keeping it simple, 10% off. All right, let's jump into it. The first fragrance comes to us courtesy of a comment from Love and Fragrance. Spice Bomb Extreme. You cannot go wrong with it. In the wintertime, it cuts through the cold easy, and it's a big compliment puller. Has a moderate and spicy, delicious projection off my skin. I don't know how anybody can dislike it. And let me tell you guys also, the first 4 fragrances that we go over were the top vote getters. We're kind of working in reverse here. First 4 got the most votes, and then the other 6, they were all kind of jumbled together. They got a bunch of votes, but not as much as the first 4. So Spice Bomb Extreme and also the original Spice Bomb came up a lot. And that makes sense because these fragrances are perfect for this time of year. That spiciness, that warmth, that sweetness, people love it. They've also got great projection, great wearability. As Love and Fragrance said, a big compliment factor. So Spice Bomb Extreme, I'm with you there, makes total sense. And for that matter, it's one of the more popular fragrances released ever as far as designers go within the fragrance community. It's one of those hype beasts. Next one is from Sir Siage Sniffington. Yeah, again, every time I do one of these, Sir Siage Sniffington, he shows up. I don't know if it's because of the name, because of the avatar, or because he's just on the spot. And the second that I make a post, he leaves a comment and it's a good one, and then people just give it the vote up. Stronger with You Intensely. My goodness, that stuff smells delicious. Fantastic performance too. And again, I'm with you. Stronger with You Intensely makes total sense. For me personally, of course, I like Absolutely a little bit more, but I'm not going to argue this one. Gourmand, sweet, compliment puller, great performance, like you said. Pretty much anything you could want in a cool weather fragrance, this will do. So yeah, Stronger with You Intensely for sure. Stuff is killer in the winter. Then we got one from Nicholas Victoria, and this one came up a lot as well. Code Absolute. Or as he says, Code Armani Absolute. One of the best vanilla scents, versatile enough for the office, date night, or casually on the cooler days, and absolute beast performance. Now, maybe if you ask me, I would say Code Profumo maybe is a little bit better for winter and Absolute for fall. But overall, I like Absolute more than Profumo, so nah, Absolute is good. And yeah, the vanilla in here, top notch. The stuff smells amazing. It's one of my favorite fall and winter time fragrances ever. I loved it when it first came out. I love it even more now. Sometimes you'll love a fragrance when it's new or the first time you smell it. And then as you wear it more, you get kind of bored of the fragrance, you get tired of it, and you just, eventually grow apart. Then other times you end up liking it more and more and more, and you just keep going back to it, and like it's addictive. It's got something in there that for some reason just draws you in over and over. That's how Code Absolute is for me. And then we got one from Mui, the original YSL La Nuit de l'Homme Eau de Toilette. It's inspired so many other cardamom-forward scents and has a place in the Fragrance Hall of Fame in my eyes. Always a stunner to wear. So this is the first one where I think maybe some people would look at it and say, I don't know if I would wear that in the middle of winter solely because it's not strong enough for me. Now, as far as the scent itself, how it smells, of course, it's La Nuit de l'Homme, so we all know that it smells awesome. We all get that. It's a huge seller. People have loved this stuff since it came out, for sure. No arguing that. And yeah, the cardamom here, really good, of course. The issue with Lana Weed Alone, the original, is that some people will say, you know, off my skin, it's not quite strong enough. It doesn't project well enough. And if it's very, very cold outside, maybe it wouldn't work quite as well as some of these others. So Lana Weed Alone, this one was one of the top 4 vote getters. So obviously enough of you out there think, nah, the performance is not an issue. It is awesome in wintertime. Up next, Max Kunitsa. He says, Burberry London for the vibes. Pure Christmas party in the bottle. Timeless. And this one I thought was very interesting because London, yeah, absolutely. It makes sense this time of year. I've talked about it. A lot of people out there have talked about it. It has that almost quintessential holiday vibe to it. Like you mentioned, it has this sweetness, this spiciness. It's got a touch of booze from port wine. It smells tailor-made for this time of year, heading through New Year's. And one thing I thought was funny with this one was there were a whole bunch of people that commented, like, I'm gonna say one that nobody said yet, Burberry London. And then I'd scroll down a little bit. I'm gonna talk about one that not many people have mentioned yet, Burberry London. So a lot of you guys were on the same wavelength, which was Burberry London doesn't get enough recognition, and I'm gonna say that it's awesome for winter. Then we got M. Perry, where the M looks kind of like BMW's M Motorsport division in the Avatar. Maison Margiela's By the Fireplace. That smell of roasted chestnuts over a smoky fire hits the smell of the holidays like no other for me. So Burberry London giving holiday vibes, By the Fireplace also giving holiday vibes. And I feel like this is the first time that By the Fireplace has come through in the clutch and done better than Jazz Club. Of course, Jazz Club also from the same house gets most of the love, and Jazz Club you would wear pretty much the same times as By the Fireplace, or at least they overlap a lot. And so that makes it where Jazz Club gets mentioned and By the Fireplace is kind of like left out in the cold. But no, not this time. By the Fireplace is the superior wintertime fragrance, according to you guys. And that's another one that has a very appealing kind of gourmandy flair to it, warm, little hint of smoke. And yes, I agree. Very, very good winter scent, which honestly, all these are really good winter scents. You guys crushed it once again. So round of applause. Yes, good job. And I do want to thank every single person out there that left a comment or voted on a fragrance by giving it the thumbs up. I appreciate you guys. Thanks for taking part in the video. Then we got Mike Viv. It's very cliche, but Dior Sauvage Elixir. Perfect strength for cold weather. Oh, perfect strength for a cold winter. Misread that. And this one got a whole bunch of votes as well. It was actually up closer toward that top 4. And once again, I'm with you. Sauvage Elixir during the winter. Yeah, actually that's probably the best time to wear Elixir for me because it is very strong. It's very classy, very sophisticated, top-notch stuff. I love the throwback feel to it. Amazing in an office type situation, more formal situation, but it also smells just so darn good that frankly, just you can wear it whenever you want. And then Pi Lucas says, Man in Black from Bulgari. It does everything you could ever ask of it. Formal, casual, date night, it does it all. Man in Black, of course, smells a little bit similar to Spice Bomb from Viktor and Rolf, but it has a nice booziness to it, a little sweetness from that. Helps set it apart, and I do agree that it's good in multiple situations during the winter. About anything you could think of, you can pull this off. And like a lot of these other ones, good performance as well. Man in Black, very, very nice. Second to last, we've got High Power 918. This is Him by Zadig and Voltaire. And that's it. That's the whole comment. This one I was actually very happy to see because it's one that I didn't expect. But then seeing it there, I was like, yeah, nice choice. And I've got to be honest, it's one that I had forgotten about for a second. Shame on me. I know. This one's got a great smokiness to it. It's got some pepper in there, some vanilla as well. So you have some warm sweetness, a little touch of powder. Very nice quality to it though. From discounters, you can typically get it for a decent price as well. So there's a lot to like about this one. It's one of those fragrances that for the most part is gonna fly under the radar, at least as far as people being aware of it. But then people that know, essentially. And I completely agree with High Power that it's a great scent for winter. Even has a little bit of sandalwood in the base, so a little extra creamy woodiness as it hits the far dry down. And last but not least, we've got one from Mark. Pie is still my all-time favorite for winter. Love it. I have this big oversized bottle of Pie, not quite as nice looking as the normal bottle, but you know, what are you gonna do? Look how dark that stuff is too. Woo. This one done by Alberto Marias. Yes, he of many Aqua de Jo's fame and about a million other fragrances. But he did this one. It's a very warm, resinous fragrance. You've got kind of a balsamic feel to it, vanilla in there quite prominently, along with almond and tonka. This one, a great scent, as you point out, for wintertime, and it is a classic at this point, a modern classic, and it does smell nice. You almost forget how good it is, and then you go back and smell it, and it's like, oh, that's right, yeah. Sweet, but not too sweet, with good performance. Pie, at this point, kind of overlooked, and the line itself is not doing so hot. They came out with Pie Air, and since then, nothing. And I feel like that was like 5 years ago now. I could be wrong on that. I'm gonna look it up because now I'm curious. 2017, yep. I remember I bought it when it came out, and it was not too long after I had started the channel. So we need some more Pie. If you don't mind, a new flanker or something, that'd be cool. So there we go, guys, the 10 best winter designers ever, according to you. So what I'll do now is I'll post up on the community tab, and I'm gonna ask you guys, what is the best designer winter fragrance ever? Wait, I know we just did this. That's completely under the radar, that most people don't know about. You know, some hidden gems. So there we go, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you for hanging with me. Please stay safe out there, and I'll see you again tomorrow with another fragrance video. See you later.